shallots. They're like onions, only smaller. Hello and welcome to our excellent extravaganza. We're going to show you 3 different methods of cooking everyone's favorite breakfast. How do you like your eggs in the morning? So the first eggs I'm going to show you how to cook. I know I'm yelling, there's a microphone. Poached eggs. So very simple, get big eggs. Ooh. We need a pot of water on. We need something to go onto afterwards with our eggs. And we need some vinegar in our water. The way that I'm going to show you how to do it, what I think is the easiest way at home. Not everyone's good at cracking and going with one hand. So I feel like if you just crack into something else first, right? And do the same over here. So when we go into our water, they're all going to go in at the same time. It'll be better. We're going to start a whirlpool. Turn our water up. The perfect temperature is about 85 degrees. The reason that we don't go in on a rolling boil is because there's so much motion in the water itself that when you drop that egg in, it's going to send egg everywhere in the water, right? Because the water's fucking moving. So if you go in just at the point of boiling, it's going to be at 100 degrees. The egg goes in, it brings the temp down. Keep the heat on until it comes just up to a simmer and then keep it there. That's perfect. A little bit of motion in the water means we know we're at a right temperature, 85 to 90. But if you're at 100 the whole time, your eggs are going to be cactus. Just getting a couple of bubbles, so we're going to go another one in. Good rule as well, if you want 2 good eggs, cook 3. We do that at work as well. Cooking breakfast as a chef is the worst. Be nicer to people that work breakfast shifts because it's the toughest shift in hospitality that there is. Everyone thinks it's so easy to cook breakfast. Be nice to baristas, be nice to people that cook eggs, yeah? I know that you're gonna edit that bit in. We're gonna give these around 2 minutes. It's not even that interesting, this bit. We're just making sure they don't overcook. If it was boiling, it's still gonna technically work. It's just that you've got a much smaller window for catching it where the white is cooked and the yolk is raw. Because that's the perfect poached egg, right? Is that you're gonna break into it. The white's gonna be perfectly cooked, but the yolk is going to, all over the place. It's been about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. I'm just gonna check that the white is cooked and the yolk is raw. So fish them out. Onto here. Oh, that's very, very soft. So that's great. This one here, feeling very, very good. We have to remember as well that these will carry over. Okay, there's residual heat in there. And if we don't want these boiled, you have to think how much heat's also going to carry over once the egg is out of the water still as well. So we just put them on this to drain because we don't want super wet eggs. So we're checking, is cooked, is raw. Perfect. Season up your eggs. Pepper up your eggs. You've poached eggs. So the next really simple thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to fry an egg properly. I'll just show you the really simple way we do things in restaurants. We have our oil low, really low. How do you know it's the perfect temperature? So there's just little bits of smoke, you know what I mean, coming off the temperature from the oil. Not low, it's not raging, and the oil isn't moving a great deal. It's not running really, really fast, so that's positive. I'm going to crack this straight in, but you can do the same method as the poached egg system if you like. And now you see how I'm going to control this into the middle down there, right? I'm going to keep it down there. I'm also going to go on with some butter. Now the butter's going to cool down the pan, and so is the egg. It's cooling the oil down, which is really good, because what we don't want is to get this super crispy and fried before everything else is cooked. And then we're just going to get this butter over the top. We're going to do it over the egg white, because again, the perfect egg has set whites and raw yolk. We know this, we know this. The white's looking all good. We're gonna pull this out, set it on some, and there it is. And we'll give it a season, give it a little pepper, our lovely toast. All eggs need chives. That's how we fry our perfect eggs. Look at that yolk. Oh, that's all you want. My personal favorite, there's no hierarchy here, but I think scrambled eggs are tough to do accurately. And honestly, I eat very few good scrambled eggs outside of my own home, okay? So, and here I have three, I better get this right now. We have 3 large eggs and honestly around 120 grams of cream. And that's a lot, you know, but that's fine. Commercial cooks, they'll crack them all in a bucket, they'll pour all their cream in and then blend it with a stick blender. It does the other way around, because if that did it, you'd be, anyway. And what that does, it actually cuts the albumin, the egg white. And once that's happened, that's how you get really tiny pellets of scrambled egg that looks like, you know, aeroplane food. What we're gonna do is just whisk ours, okay? I'm showing you how we're whisking. We're gonna break everything up. It's gonna look relatively uniform, but not to the point where everything's broken, and that's gonna help, okay? Pan temperature, really important. Just like the fried egg, we don't wanna go in and see all the butter starting to burn. When I pour the eggs in, if it all starts bubbling up the sides and you start getting omelet around the outsides, that's no good. I don't want any bits of it to be rubbery. We want silken, sexy scrambled eggs, okay? I'm passionate about eggs. I mean it. The butter needs to go in at the right temperature and the right point with the scrambling, because you're actually emulsifying the butter into the scrambled eggs as it cooks, okay? So you don't want to split it so that you end up with butter all over your plate, because that isn't nice. Doing them in a heavy bottom pan is always better. Only doing the 3 eggs, it's better if you're cooking for a couple of people, because the larger mass is going to give us a bigger window between the eggs being silky, sexy cooked and overcooked. You know, so again, now that I've run my mouth, hopefully we don't stuff it up. I'm gonna use chopsticks because all the forks are in use. Give it a whisking. Everything's looking broken, but you can see that it all moves still. You see how the trail kind of follows the chopsticks? That's because things aren't perfectly broken. We're gonna put some oil in the pan. There's gonna be oil and butter, but as always, our oil is a good heat indicator. Now for this one, where's my knife? I'm ruining everything. I'm gonna get my butter ready. Where's our spatula? Everything's gotta be ready to go for this one. We're in. Fell off, so it's time to go. Our butter has half melted. In goes our eggs, okay? Now catch them, see that omeleting? We don't want that. So we're gonna do that, we're gonna turn them right down, okay? I'm gonna take them off the heat because I literally don't even want that much heat in there. Keep moving them around. Go on with our chives. It's happening that fast. That is scrambled eggs. It's that quick, it's that easy. Shallots, they're like onions, only smaller.